What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino, K-Rino on this laid back Sunday afternoon here in the great state of Texas. And I feel like it's been 682 years since I last talked to y'all. But, you know, I'm a busy man. So I'm here today on this Sunday because I wasn't able to get at y'all Friday. I wasn't able to get at y'all last night. So, I keep you on my mind. Y'all be on my mind. So I like to make sure that I get at least one in on the weekend. Even if it don't hit on Friday, I try to make sure that I get at least one in on the weekend. So let's get it on. As y'all can see, we have a topic today. And this topic was triggered by a post that I read, and it made me say, okay, yeah, you know what? We need to address that. We need to talk about that. But one other thing we need to address the fact that y'all ain't hitting that like button. When you come into the building, click the like when y'all come into the building, man. Let's get it on, man. Trying to instill that into y'all's minds that as soon as you come into the chat, boom, instantly click the like and instantly click the notifications that are necessary in order for you to receive information that your big brother is online. And that's what we're going to do. We stand on topic, y'all. We stand on topic. So let me make that clear right now. We got a topic and we're going to stay on topic. That's what we're going to do. Check this out, man. Every artist or every aspiring artist, your dream when you come into the game, well, let me say this like this. There's different levels to being an artist. And I'm going to speak on just a couple of them. The first level is just pure love for the art itself. It's strictly from an artistic standpoint. You just, man, I heard somebody singing. I wanted to sing. My family sings. I can sing. I got the talent. I'm going to start trying to sing because I love it. I love music. Man, I heard somebody rapping. This rapper was dope. Man, I want to do that. I want to do it. Now I'm doing it. I'm in ciphers. I'm in battles. I'm doing it all for the love of the art. That's pretty much why everybody starts, at least when I was coming up. Nowadays, I think it is more so of a planned program in terms that you look at it and say, look at this guy, look at that girl. I can do what they're doing. I want to do what they're doing and make money. That comes out more now, but there's still a lot of people who just start out doing it because, they love it. They have love for the art. So those are some of the early steps. But what happens is, in a lot of cases, it happened with me. It happened with many others that I know, and I'm sure it's happened all around the world and it's happening all around the planet. There are people who, once you kind of are doing the art and you discover that, whoa, I might be pretty good at this. Let me pursue it more so from a industry standpoint. Let me try to enter into this thing that they call the music business now. Now I'm going to enter into the music business. See? Because I think I can be successful at it. I can make money at it and be successful at it. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. But what happens is a lot of us come into the industry side of it and we don't really understand the levels and the depths of the deception of it, the depths of the dirty side of it. We don't understand that. We don't understand who runs it and who controls it. We don't understand agendas outside of it that have an effect on it, that put a stamp on it and an imprint on it, that control it, that control the direction of it. See, and that applies to everyday life as well, although I won't get too deep into that. But many of us who would claim that we free, everybody watching this will say, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. Yeah, I'm free. I do what I want to do. I'm free. Don't nobody tell me this. I don't follow no man. I don't follow no woman. I do what I want to do. 99% of the people in the world will make that claim. Even those who will say how woke they are and how in tune that they are and how much of a free thinker that they would make the claim, oh man, hey man, they ain't pulled the wool over my eyes. But the devil would deceive the whole world. And if you are in this world, even if you think that you're not of it, you are to a degree, some to more of a greater degree than others, but you of it. So there are things that the powers who control this world are able to impose on us via social media, via television, radio, magazines and newspapers, publications, however you dress it up. They have the ability to disseminate information, distribute visual, distribute audio, distribute the combination of visual and audio to put an imprint, put something on your mind to make you form an opinion on it. That's a form of control. Something on your mind to make you talk about it. Something on your mind, they can put something on your mind to trigger an emotional response. And maybe not even an emotional response, just trigger a response. It could be an intellectual response, But the fact is, they can put something out that you were not even thinking on in the moment, and now it's a topic of conversation among you and your circle and whatever. And some people get upset about it, mad. Some people have fought and died. Some people have broken friendship over arguing about two presidential candidates, over arguing about who's the greatest basketball player, who's the greatest rapper. People have argued and fought and broke friendship, and in some cases died behind it. So they absolutely have a power. Even those who will say how dumb everybody else is for listening to this and talking about it, they got you talking about it too. They got you too. So in music, they have the ability, by the fact that they own and control all of the mechanisms of the industry. What are the mechanisms of that industry? We won't dance on the surface. What are the mechanisms? The mechanisms are, we own the labels, we control the distribution, we control the manufacturing. Think about physical copies back in the day. We control the distribution, we control radio, we control internet. So any outlets that are in place that are responsible, that are vehicles that get the music to us, the artists don't own it. So with that being said, they can say, this is the type of rap that we want to put out. This is the type of R&B we want to put out. This is the type of country. This is the type of rock and roll. Whatever you think of, they control it. They own it. They own they don't own the culture. Let me say that part. They don't own the art in its purest form, or the culture itself in its purest form, but they will try to poison the art. They will try to poison the culture. In a lot of cases, they've been successful with that, in my opinion. So now you come into this game not understanding any of that, and now you wonder, man, I signed with this label because they said they wanted me. They said that they really like my music. But why are they telling me I can't put my album out right now? Why are they telling me that this single that I want to push, that's not the single they want to push. Why are they telling me that they want me to make the type of song that that artist makes? I don't even like that artist. I don't even listen to that type of music. See, all this stuff you find out once you get on the other side of the curtain, that you have no power, no control. You have no creative control. You have no power over the movements of your own art and your own career once you decide to turn this into a career. So now you become dry and bitter to the art form because of what the industry does to artists. And you get discouraged. You get disappointed. You lose the fire to be that dope artist that you was. You know, you don't have that motivation, that determination anymore. It's gone. It had nothing to do with the people. The people are like, man, you was dope, man. What happened? Whatever happened to him? He was dope. Well, what happened to him was he fell under the influence of a pack of devils and wolves that devoured him and ate him alive, or ate her alive. So you love the game, you love the game, you love the game. Now, in that process, because I kind of went to the end of it, but let's get with the bologna in the sandwich, you will. You become successful on these labels. You become successful. You sign with the big label, and now you a big artist. You got a record that's out, that's selling good, people loving it. You're making the song that people love. Oh, that's cool. But you learn the same way that millions of other artists have learned throughout the history of the music business, or the history of the business of music. You learn that the money is not lining up with the success of the work. So the work is profitable. The work is proving itself to be profitable and lucrative, meaning that, man, money is being actually generated from what I created. But you ain't getting very much of it. You're getting some of it. And depending on how your deal is set up, there are some who get a little bit more than others. But even the ones who get a little bit more than others, they still are not getting what they rightfully deserve, based on the fact that they've done the majority of the work. The conception of the concepts, the conception of the topics, the ideas, the generating the thoughts and the song structure and the music and the having the natural talent and the natural appeal to win over an audience. They don't have any of that. You got that. And what happens is, all they do is do what they have the power to do in terms of manufacturing, distribution, promotion, marketing. And some people say, well, man, that's how the music get out there. That's how it got out. You shouldn't have a problem. How else would you get your music out? We'll get to that. But the fact that you are able to distribute, the fact that you are able to market and promote, even on a mass scale, does not entitle you to take the lion's share of my money. It just don't. And anybody who would say otherwise, I have to question your understanding, because I'm the one who made what the world loves. You made it available, but we could have did that ourselves, especially in this day and age. And like I say, we'll get to that. But if somebody thinks that a label deserves 98% of the intake, of the royalties intake, and we're not even gonna go into publishing right this second, but there are multiple, those are the two ways. Well, we're back then now, I guess three now, three or more ways that music generates revenue. You start from back in the days, you had actual royalties, which means money that's generated off the sales of the record, off the album. And then you have publishing, money that's generated off, like radio play and other avenues that generate publishing royalties. And you are entitled to 90+% of that. So you come in later on, you come in the game, but then later on you find out that, man, it's just not working for me. Y'all remember when TLC came out and they announced that they was broke. They had just won the Grammy Awards. They had just won a Grammy Award, I think. And they announced, like at the press conference, like everybody was like, oh, y'all should be so happy that y'all won this Grammy. They stand there with the Grammy Awards or whatever. And they had, all three of them was looking like this. And they basically came out just right on the spot and said, yeah, whatever. But we broke. And those who didn't understand how the industry works, like, dude, that record sold 10 million. It sold 10 million records. How are these artists broke? So what the record companies figured out a long time ago, they figured out some sharecropping. The music industry was just a form of sharecropping. Y'all hit the like button, man, if y'all haven't already. It's like sharecropping. They'll front you items that were supposedly that you need to get your farm game going and getting your land productive and generating crops. But then they'll bill you for everything that you got from them. They'll give you the shovels. They'll give you some soil, some seeds. They'll give you okay, but they marking it all down. And the original deal was, okay, when the crops come in, this is what they used to tell the slaves and former slaves. When the crops come in, we'll take part of the crops and you take a part of the crop, but they taking the majority of the part. Because they come back and say, well, hey, well, you remember we let you borrow that mule. Remember, it's the same in the record business. They justified by saying, oh, well, wait a minute. Yeah, I know you sold 10 million, but the studio that you recorded the album at, y'all wanted to be at that big top studio, man. That costed X amount of dollars. Okay, in order for to make this album really sell, we had to do several videos. Y'all wanted the video. Y'all wanted to go to Paris and shoot the such and such video because you wanted to be in front of the Eiffel Tower on that scene, and they start running down all of the expenses, and then all of a sudden they tallying it up and say, now after this is done, here's the total that we spent as a label. Don't forget about manufacturing, distribution. Don't forget about the fact that we had to lace up the radio stations. By the time that smoke clears, $10 million, 10 million records generating probably $100 million, they'll tell you, the artist, this is your cut. Oh, and by the way, since y'all a group, y'all got to split that 3 ways. But it still don't add up. Because if we generated $100 million minimum off of 10 million sales, even when you factor in the studio, the travel, this expense, that expense, out of $100 million, still would seem like we would get a third of that to split three ways. We would seem like we would be good for 30 million if we just even accept what you say and play the game. But here's the deal. The contract will stipulate that your royalty percentage is only this much. So going back in time, y'all, I'm gonna come back to the modern time, but going back in time, the CD, set it in the store for $15, $17. You catch a sale, $12.99, $13.99. The CD selling for that kind of money. And but your cut off of every sale, you're not even getting $1. You're not even getting $1 off every sale if the album costs $15. You, as the artist, don't even get $1. And if you are in a group, that means collectively 3 of y'all or 4 of y'all or more are not even getting a combined $1 per record sale. This is a fact based on how the contract. Then you signed it, you know. So what ends up happening, you're like, oh man, they got me. I signed a bad deal. Yeah, you signed a bad deal. And we are to blame to a degree, but also, you know, the label, they're very manipulative. But we have to get to the point, we have to grow to a point where we're not so excited to just be signed, where we're just, where do I sign? I want to be on MTV tomorrow. See? So the royalty rate is so low, mixed in with what they're recouping from the expenses that they paid for whatever they're saying they paid for. Now you combine those two things. Now you see how going platinum or selling 5 or 10 million back in the days or whatever, you see how that can turn into your total intake becoming $125,000 out of 100 million that was generated. Insane, right? So now this back in the days now, I ain't came up to the modern time yet. So now the artist's mindset is, okay, well, you know what? Let's go on tour. Let's go on tour, man. Well, when the tour comes around, we'll make it back. Because the label will tell you that. Well, y'all getting ready to go on a big world tour. But they find ways and have found ways to get some of the tour money. It used to be a saying in the music industry that says show money is your money. They didn't really have any. Now, you may have a road manager or somebody that gets a percentage of people that's, you know, of course, people traveling with you and all this good stuff. But the artist should really be cleaning up on the shows. And some do all right. Some even to this day, you got artists that make $15,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a show, but you got to be in that mega range status-wise to be touching that. But everybody don't get that. But in this day and age, they find a way to get a piece of all that. So artists have to artists had to evolve and figure out, how do I make money other than music? Because music alone is not enough. And I put in the title that music was not enough these days, but the reality is that's always been the case. It's never been enough. It's never been enough. It's always been the case that just doing music alone wasn't enough. It's just that we were not in the mind frames that we are in now, from an entrepreneurial standpoint, a business standpoint, to even think beyond just doing music. And some later on did, of course, but more so then it was investing and maybe buying a McDonald's or something, like a franchise of some sort, just certain things, or let me get some assets that may have value. I'm gonna build up my assets. Some may have maybe buy some land and some properties that thought process was very rare among music artists back in the days. It's just starting to be more prevalent now. But that wasn't really a major thought back then. It was like, do this music, wait for this royalty check, hope it's decent. And when you factor in the fact that even when they give us the crumbs, which they gave us, when the label gives you a $70,000 check, when you should have made 10 times more than that. For some people, especially in rap, 70,000 is more money than they've ever seen in their life. So that's like a big payday. That's your biggest payday. And when you come out of the hood, you come out of the projects, you come out of the ghetto, you come out the mud, and you have no financial literacy. We don't have the understanding of finances and being wise with our money. You get 75,000, 50,000. I've seen people get 20,000 and go blow it on something that's not gonna have no value, because we're not educated from a financial standpoint, and that's all of us. So now you factor in what the label has done and how they deceived you and took the majority of your money, and then the little that they do give you, we're not even wise enough to make something happen with that productively, right? Now start to come to the understanding like, whoa, I need to do something else. A lot of great rappers stopped rapping because they just didn't see any financial benefit in it. Great rappers, a lot of great rappers, talented rappers, could have really popped off rappers. Some did pop off. But because of everything I just described, a lot of them went back to work. They went back to 9 to 5. Man, I can make more money doing this on my job. I've heard rappers say that. Man, I went back to doing my job. Man, I went back to doing this. I was making $21 an hour working at the such and such. And I knew that check was going to be right, and I knew that check was coming. Others went back to the street. They went back to the street. It was like, man, I made more money than this hustling. This what it was supposed to be. I thought it was gonna be the money rolling in. I'm watching all these cats in the videos with all this money. I'm seeing all this here. But then when the money come in, it's crumbs. I was making $1,500 a day on the block. So they go back. And in going back, a lot of them went to jail. A lot of them died. Some that didn't go back, they got on dope real bad. See, because you get discouraged. So in your being discouraged and being dissatisfied and being disappointed, everybody don't handle it the same way. Some people can't handle it, because you got to understand something. A lot of us as artists, we roll the dice. we rolled the dice, meaning that we put everything we had on the line for this. It's like with no plan B's and C's and all that. It was like it's this or bust. It's all or nothing. So when the nothing part manifested itself, a lot of cats were like, well, man, this was my one shot. It ain't nothing else I can do. And it drove a lot of them crazy. Man, I got friends, man, who lost it. I'm telling y'all the truth, man. I got friends who lost it. The music industry just destroyed them. And I hate that happened because it shouldn't have been that powerful to have that kind of effect on them. It shouldn't have been that powerful for it to affect them mentally. But I understand because, again, we put everything we had into this. We didn't have a safety net. It was like, if this music don't work, what we would be doing? I can say, I don't know what I would be doing. I don't know what I would be doing. I don't have a clue. See? So you come along, and now it's like, man. But for those who stayed in it, as time goes on, you start to try to think of different ways to generate revenue outside of just the music. You're still doing the music, but now you have a name. Now people know you. You're popular. A lot of popular artists don't have money. So you're popular. You got a little name, and you have that name. Sometimes a name can take you further because it's like, okay, well, people know you, they respect you, they got love for your music. It can get you indoors. It can get you in doors that can possibly get you to the money. It can get you in meetings. It can create connections for you. And so now you just have to know, well, what is it that I want to do outside of the music, right? So the first thing people say, well, depending on what your money looking like, man, I'm gonna get me a clothing line. This is my design. I'm gonna start me up a clothing line, and I'm gonna start making money like that. Make me some t-shirts and some hats and stuff like that. And then that's cool, because I mean, you stick to it, it could work. And you realize, okay, this is all me. I don't have to share this with my record label. I don't have to share this with my manager unless I decide to include my manager in it, and my manager is really for me. Because some of these managers, they work for the label. How you gonna have a manager? See, that's what a lot of times we was kind of caught. We just didn't understand, y'all. Because I signed to the label, and then the label assigns me a manager. That's a court-appointed lawyer. Court-appointed lawyer was appointed by the court. You got a label-appointed manager. He was appointed by the label. Who you think he gonna work for? Whose interest do you think that manager has prioritized? It ain't yours. So any advice that you try to get or you need, well, let me consult with the manager to see what I should do, man. The label ain't acting right, man. What should I do, manager? The manager gonna say, oh man, just hang in there, man. Everything's gonna work out, because he worked for the label. Crazy man. So it's always best to come in with your own people. Manager, attorney. That's what you need. Not even necessarily, the manager ain't mandatory, but the attorney is. Because the attorney is going to be the one who helps you to decipher and interpret the terminology that exists within the written contract. Because they're going to word it in a way that looks like another language. You're gonna think you trying to look at Japanese, and it's all English. So you need an attorney, preferably an entertainment lawyer. An entertainment lawyer specializes in entertainment law, thus the name entertainment lawyer. See, I'm a genius. I'm just playing. But make sure it's yours. The label will say, "Oh, well, we have it. We have. I know a guy. Let me refer you to an entertainment attorney." And no, don't get nothing from the label. Don't use nothing. And any label that tries to discourage you against or dissuade you against having your own people and your own, that's your sign. Oh man, you don't need a law. You know, not trust me, man. The contract's real simple. You don't even need to do all of that. Okay. They trying to discourage you against your own representation, your own team of representation. They trying to get you, bro. They trying to get you. There's no transparency in that. So now you came up with this great idea, man. You got this great idea. You're going to come out with you're going to come out like I'm going to do at some point. This is real. You're going to come out with your own brand of lokes. Man, I'm going to come out. Yeah, I wear these all the time. I'm going to let y'all know this coming soon, you know, but this is just in my mind while we on the subject. So you're going to come out with your own brand of shades. You're going to come out with your own computer mouse things. Whatever you come out with, right? Has nothing to do with the label. So now you're making a killing at the shows. You got your merch set up. You got your table set up. You're making a killing at these shows. Uh-oh, what you did now? Now we've come into the internet age. And in the internet age, oh, wait a minute. I can create my own website? You telling me that I can create my own website? So on my website, oh yeah, well, you know, the label gonna say, well, you know, you can't sell the music because technically the music is owned by us, the label. Okay, cool. I'm gonna sell my shirts. I'm gonna sell my hats. I'm gonna sell my lokes. I'm gonna sell my pins, whatever I got. And all that comes to me. Because I learned and discovered that making music wasn't going to be enough. It wasn't going to be enough to sustain me. But guess what? Guess what they did? What they did was they said, these N-words is getting smart. Yeah, what happened? Oh man, this dude, he's a millionaire now because his fan base is supporting these backpacks that he made. JD got his own backpacks now. Oh, JD then came out with some towels with Mr. Ag 4 on them. You know what I'm saying? Just, oh man, this dude done became a millionaire. And we ain't getting none of that money. We got to figure something out. It's too late for these ones that's already in the pipeline. We got to figure something out for the ones coming, because now the fact that they see this artist doing that, other artists are going, I'm going to do that too. Yeah, I'm getting messed over too. Man, let me come out with my own ashtrays. It's all kind of stuff. When they love the artist, whatever the artist got to sell, the fan base is going to buy it. They're going to support it because they love you. and rightfully so. So the labels created, everybody say it with me. What did the labels create? Who knows? Let me see how many knowledgeable people we got in the building. What did the labels create? What did the labels create? I'm waiting. How did the labels, what idea did they come up? Come on. Ding, 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 ding. O1Q2W3E is the winner. The world famous 360 deal. 360 deal was created. Mr. Urban World said 360 deal because it circled you like a shark. They figured it out. They said, you know what? Now, when we sign an artist, we're not just signing you for your music. We signing you for the totality of any work that you create that generates revenue. So once you sign this particular deal, 360 all the way around, I mean, we get a piece of you all the way around. So now them little shirts you got, now JD, well, yeah, you got it, JD, but I see you getting ready to come out with that JD superhero doll. We got a piece of that. Hold up, Lady Trill. You got these Lady Trill pots and pans. You got some Lady Trill pots and pans. Got Lady Trill. Nope. Come on. Nope. Go read your contract. We get a piece of that. They figured it out. They evolve as we evolve. Their knowledge evolves as ours evolve because everybody's making adjustments now. It's like a basketball playoff series. In a basketball playoff series, they play best 4 out of 7. So that means you play a potential of 7 games, and the first team to win 4 wins the series and moves on. So game 1, we just filling each other out. I don't really know. You don't really know. We filling each other out. I may have had a plan, but if I lost game 1, I'm coming back in game 2. I'm going to watch some film. I'm going to study a little bit. And now I'm like, okay, now I know what I need to do to stop this particular play. Okay, we're going to practice against that. So game 2 come, we win because I made an adjustment. Game 3, you win. It's just back and forth. It's the same in the industry. The label set, the little precedent, what they do, the standard. The artist figures out a way around it to make adjustments to make it better for them. The labels come out and readjust to make it better for them. And it's a tug of war instead of the labels just going, well, why don't we just be fair? Because to be fair, that would be too much like right. So now I can't come out with the K-Rino draws. We got these K-Rino draws. We got men and women. Because the label got a piece of it. But that's not being said to discourage artists against creating other streams of revenue. I'm not saying that. Continue to do that. Yeah, continue to do that. Just don't sign the 360 deal. Don't give them power over every aspect of your creative mind. Don't give them power over that. Now I know what some of y'all might be thinking, because this ain't my first rodeo. I've been around the block a few times, but some of y'all may be thinking, well, man, I would sign the 360 deal anyway because it's still a good way to get out there. You know, I mean, yeah, but how long are you signing? What kind of deal are you signing? What's your term? because you could be right. Yeah, okay. The label has the money, they have the marketing, they have the promotion, distribute, they got the reach to put your name out there, right? So some artists will say, well, man, I'll take a hit on the money just to get my name out there, and then I'll peel off from them and use the name that they helped me establish to do my own thing. Now, I give that advice to artists once they already got. I'm like, well, yeah, man, they got you, because I've heard artists have come to me and they've told me their story and they complained about it, and I'll be like, okay, well, man, yeah, they beat you out your money, but you still got your name. Meaning that I don't necessarily mean your actual artist name, your performance name, because they may still own that. It's another story. But I mean, you have your name, meaning that people know you. You have your fame. So even if you got to change your actual name like Prince did, they know you. Now you can go independent and you have a platform because of what you might have suffered on the label, but at the very least, it gave you a platform. It gave you a range. It gave you a fan base. So if somebody says, well, man, I would do it just to get in the door, I'll take that hit. I mean, that's you. I wouldn't. But I don't knock you if you do, because like, okay, well, I understand if that's the plan, but you better hope that it goes according to plan, because a lot of labels sign artists and then they put them on the shelf. They don't even release them. A lot of artists sign and they get locked in deals that they can't get out of for a long time. So you better know how many projects, how many years, and all that. Some people can't get out. So you better be very, very careful. But I get it. But keep on creating ways. So now we move more into the internet age, and the internet and the digital age of music, in terms of selling music and generating revenue from music sales. Now we move into that age. You really, really need to have more streams of income. You got to find something else to generate some money as well. Music alone won't necessarily do it. Even big mega star artists, the labels are raping them too. It may get a little more than you, may get a little more than me, but the labels are raping them too. Because when I talked about doing it on your own and all that, that was an actual viable reality, even for us as an independent artist back in the days, because you didn't need a major label. You did not need a major label to make a really, really good living as an artist. It's so many rappers that you go to the 90s and early 2000s, probably up to the mid 2000s. There's so many rappers, man, who are doing well, who are making a lot of money, man, making more than the majors, making more than the big name artists, because the physical copies and the distribution in the self manufacturing of physical copies, cassettes and CDs and all that, the self manufacturing of them, not getting the label to do it. You put your own money and do it yourself. Everything coming back to you. You're being distributed by a regional distribution or one stop. You're not caught in the cycle of making 15 cents for every CD that you sell that costs you $15. You're making $8 or $9 per unit. You're making a majority off your own work. So guys was living well, was millionaires or high 100,000aires off of their own work. and could cuss a label executive out if they wanted to, because the label still had the nerve to contact you. You done sold 500,000 units independently. And the label gonna call and say, hey man, we really would like to sign you. Because they looking at it like, well, we can make, this fool done made $1 million by itself. We can make 50 million off of him. But the problem is they still trying to play that same game with you. They still want to give you crumbs. So when the independent labels, and I give the South all the credit for this, when the independent labels kicked off, the independent label was like, man, I don't need you. You have to come better than that. That's when the label started writing $2 million checks, $5 million, $10 million, $20 million, in some cases, $30 million checks to independent labels that used to be run by dudes who used to be hood dudes. Now they get, so okay, now you made it worth my while. You gave me $20 million. Okay, yeah. You offered me 15, 20 million. Okay, now we can talk. I'm willing to work with you, but I still ain't giving you all of my stuff because guess what? I don't need to. And I'm still calling the shots. So the deal is made more in my favor because in the beginning, we thought that the labels had something that we wanted. And they did to a degree. But now it's switched around to the artist having something that the labels want. So now you can call your own shot. Well, no, I want this much. Oh, y'all not willing to do that? Oh, y'all not willing? Okay, I own this. You don't get my publishing. Y'all not willing to do it? Okay, well, y'all have a nice day. Click. Ain't nothing like having power and control, man. And being able to tell the devils, nah, I'm bye. Instead of going, okay, well, all right, well, can I just get 20%? 15? Come on, man. You begging? How you begging for your own work? How you begging for the right to your own creation? Because you feel like it's something that they can do for you that you can't do for yourself. So now they made adjustments and they slowly weeded out. They slowly filtered out or in the process of filtering out what's known as the physical copy. Let me find, do I have a physical copy on hand? The physical copy is almost obsolete, meaning a CD or a cassette. Definitely cassettes are gone. Vinyl is still strong, but the physical copy in CD form like this is almost over. It's almost over. Because there was power in this. It was power. I didn't mean to knock the dust off of y'all. It was power in this. Because I could print these up myself. There are companies that will take your money. There are pressing plants. These are made at places called pressing plants. I don't have to work for Warner Brothers Records. I don't have to work for Sony or Universal Music Group. I don't have to own Capitol Records to get these pressed up. I can call and say, hey man, I need 1,000 of these. I need 5,000 of these. I need 500 of these. And if you have the money, they will press them up for you. So when that 1,000 comes back, and I'm giving y'all some inside game for those who don't know how this thing works. Even to this day, how much y'all think it costs to get one of these printed up, to get one CD printed up with a pressing company? Take a guess. Who knows? Take a guess. Tell me how much it costs. Nope, it's not 10 cents, LW. A little bit more. Bang. Okay, smart money hit it. In between $1 and in some cases $2, but roughly about $1.50 each, right? And the more quantity you print up, the less that they cost, right? So you can get 1,000 CDs printed up back in the days, and probably even to this day. 1,000 CDs would run you $900 to $1,100, maybe 12, depending on if it's a so-called better company. But say you get 1,000 of these for $1,200, so you're paying a little bit over $1 a piece, right? $1, but you're gonna sell it for 10. You're gonna sell it for 15 or 20 on the website, right? So something that costs $1, $2, even if it's $2, you're gonna make $9, $10, $15 profit that don't go to the record company, it go to you. The majors didn't like that because they used to paying an artist 12 cents for one of these, every one of these that you sell. That's why you can always sell more, sell less, and make more as an independent. You didn't have to go platinum. So now everything I'm saying was to say, it's like, okay, we're gonna weed that aspect out. And this is my view on it. This is my theory. I have not read an article. Let me put that out there. I was not told this by anybody that's on the inside. I was not. This is my theory. My theory was the weeding out of physical copies had a lot to do with a lot of artists becoming independent minded and saying, well, man, if I can build me up a buzz, build me up a fan base, utilizing internet, utilizing my social media presence and all that, and generate a core audience, I can sell 15, 20, 30,000 of these and do very well in life. So it's like, well, nah, let's get this digital thing going. That way, there's no power for them. There's no outlet. We own Spotify. We own Tidal and TuneCore and any iTunes, whatever it is. Now you have to upload your work in digital form through one of those streaming platforms or digital platforms, and it's under their umbrella now. And once again, just like it was with record labels, they make the determination on what they give you. Now, this is my theory on why physical copies ain't a thing no more. Because now, y'all hear me talk about streaming all the time. I don't discourage, hey man, you as a fan, you get a great deal. Don't get me wrong. It's like walking into a grocery store that lets you get $80 worth of groceries, or better yet, you get all the groceries you want. You just got to pay $100 a month. Just imagine if it was a grocery store that says you can come in this store anytime you want and get whatever groceries you want. You just have to pay us a subscription fee of $100 a month. Who wouldn't jump on that? So with the streaming, okay, I've asked this question before, but maybe the price went up. How much does a subscription to Spotify cost, y'all? I know y'all got them. How much does it cost to be subscribed to Spotify every month? About $10, $12. So with that $10, $12, the music fan, the music listener, $11.99 a month. I appreciate that. Is that Violini 205? I know I'm saying your name wrong. You can get whatever you want. So you can't be mad at the fan. They made it that way. It's like, man, the fan used to have to purchase. If I wanted Taylor Swift, I got to individually buy Taylor Swift record single album. If I wanted uh, Snoop Dogg, Scarface, I had to individually go purchase a Snoop Dogg or Scarface single or album. You ain't gotta do that no more. But even with the streaming, through the subscription, through the collective totality of what the monthly subscriptions accumulate into, they making billions of dollars again. The streaming platforms and the record labels making billions of dollars again. And once again, the artist is getting crumbs. But check this out. Even in the times where that I spoke of earlier, because I just took y'all on a little timeline. Even in the times that I spoke on earlier where they was pressing these up and the major labels was giving you, these were costing $15 in the store. And out of that $15, once the retailer gets their cut, once the label gets their cut, once whoever else, you might get 10 cents off of every one of these you sell. And your album may have 15, 12, 13, 14 songs. You might get 10, 25, so you might get a quarter off of every one of these you sell. And this is for all these songs. You're not even getting a penny now off of one stream. So if these times here was crumbs, what do you call the streaming revenue for artists now? What, I need another name that's smaller than crumbs. What is that? A quark? A microscopic, an amoeba? They figured it out. They made the adjustment. So what we gonna do? Adam, the spot for hip hop TV. What we gonna do? We have to make another adjustment and figure something out. Like I say, I don't discourage the fans from streaming. Yeah, if you want to stream my music, go ahead and stream it. I mean, I ain't mad. Get it how you get it. But I would also encourage my fans and fans, whoever you're a fan of musically, if they have physical copies, support the physical copies. If they're independent, because that's what's gonna put more revenue in your favorite artist's pocket. That's what's gonna take care of him or her. I have people hit me up all the time, man, and they always say, "Hey, man, how can I get your music? I want to, this is a fact." Oh, for years, they'll say, "Man, I want to make sure you get the money. What do I have to do? How can I get your music to make sure that it goes to you?" And I always appreciate those kind of supporters, man, because it's not my place to tell you how to spend your money. It ain't my place. Buy whatever you want. Get it however you want to get. You tell me you get my music on Spotify. I'm like, okay, well, I'll take my little half a penny and be grateful for it. But some fans don't even understand that dynamic. They don't look at it like that. So my message to artists old and young and everything in between, figure out other ways to generate income as well, musically or non-musically. Legally, of course. I ain't saying move no bricks up the highway, but try to be more innovative and figuring out ways to make some bread. You have a lot of people who, because this game is only set up for the executives to win. That's it. The game was never designed for us to win or break or be equal with them. It was never designed for that. So it's a reason why it's like this. But you have influencers now, you have podcasters now. Like I said, you have people who do clothing lines now. And I'm talking about artists. Because they're like, okay, let me use my name to parlay that into something, and my popularity to parlay that into something that can generate some money that hopefully the record labels can't get. In this new podcast space, right? In this new internet space, I'm curious to know, do current 360 deals get a piece? Do they constitute getting a piece of an artist's um, uh, influencer content as well? So just say you signed on a label, but you got a popular podcast with 500,000 or 1,000,000 subscribers, and you generating a lot of revenue on YouTube. I wonder if current 360 deals get a piece of that. If did they incorporate that in? Because this just really started popping off as far as just the podcast game, just in recent years. I would hope not, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did try to incorporate that. And some of y'all might say, well, man, there's a lot of rappers, there's a lot of artists out here that's making good money. No, it ain't a lot. You got a few. You can name some mega rich guys that came up in the rap game and blah, blah, blah. Rap money alone did not do it. Ain't no rapper generated $1 billion worth of net worth just strictly off of his music revenue, shows or record sales. No. They either did it, the music is a part of it, it contributes to the whole, but they either did it off of investments. They got into certain businesses that they opened up, like I said earlier, franchises or something like that. Like I said, other merch like clothing lines, and like Diddy had Sean John and all this different stuff. I think other guys, connections, because a lot of times who you are in bed with, business wise, that puts you in position. If you have allowed yourself to be a tool of the industry heads, they'll move you up. If you are a vehicle that they use to push and promote their agendas, they'll move you up. So a lot of that got to do with, Mr. Farrakhan said a long time ago, ain't nobody no billionaires without the approval, without that stamp. You don't get there off just setting up a lemonade stand. I don't care how good your lemonade is. You had to have some of that backing. And y'all know what backing I'm talking about. So the game was never set up for you to win. The game was never set up for you to win. Don't be fooled by the guys that you see that are on that level. You better work on your level right now and get it how you get it for your level. Now, nothing I said matters at all if you just an artist and say, well, man, I just do music because I love it, man. It ain't that even that deep with me. It ain't that serious with me, man. I'm not trying to go that far into it. I just do music because I love it. Homies around the neighborhood like my music. I put it up online. I get a little action, get a little love, but I ain't okay. Well, then this doesn't apply to you. But There are so many other artists who are really, really, really locked in on wanting to be successful at this from a financial point of view, mixed in with their music being that which will make a impact and change the world. You know, we want to make life-changing art, man. We want to make life-changing art for the better, transformative art, timeless art. But we also want to be compensated for it as well. Why not? God gives you a gift so that you can use your gift to sustain yourself in this world, in this life. Nothing wrong with that. Get it the right way. And be wise. But that's my theory on that, man. Some of us find out too late how the game works. And unfortunately, some of us have found out too late how the game works when your light ain't as bright as it once was. When you could sell 1 million records, 500,000 records, music just don't sell like that no more. Even for the big name artists, they ain't just selling, you know, it may be a handful of them, but ain't like it was. Every time you look up, somebody was going platinum and double platinum, triple platinum, 5 times platinum. Back in the day, you don't see that no more. And this was physical copies. Go into y'all words and see what y'all talking about, man. I ain't gonna go back too far. I'm not gonna go back too far, but I'm just gonna try to see if I randomly catch any comments that stand out to me. Jason Hughes says CDs used to have the lyrics. That was a plus. That was a benefit to the fan back in the day. That's why, shout out to my homie Tragic. When we did this project, the 7-hour block, if you get this project right now, you will see a flashback of what Jason Hughes is talking about. Because this project, if you open up this booklet that's inside this project, it got like a 6 to 8 panel. I'm sorry, I'll be knocking the dust off this stuff so y'all see all this dust. I ain't gonna blow it. It got like a 6 to 8 panel insert inside of it. Now it doesn't have the lyrics, but it has all the producer credits and pictures and things that you're not gonna get from a stream. So all those things make a difference. Jada Flow says, I've got Beatles CDs with the lyrics still in them. See, that means something to a fan, and it means something to a collector. Major labels are vampires. But they trying to hang on. They reinvent themselves, yeah. And they are bloodsuckers because they are owned and controlled by the bloodsuckers of the poor. If you know, you know. I'm just going back a little bit, man. Going back a little bit. MGFL official says you didn't even want the money up front. He rushed to pay you. You said, chill, baby. We can squat it off later. I was like, brothers, okay. The artists back in the days really didn't make no money. I'm looking for some comments, y'all. Y'all more in here having conversations with each other than listening to the this game I'm giving y'all. Let me see. All right, well, I'll shut it down. Let me get to 100 likes, y'all. Give me to 100 likes. Get me to 100 likes. Vel says you be mentioning those mainstream artists as if they are paying your rent. I be mentioning mainstream artists like they paying my rent. What that's supposed to mean? I don't understand that. That don't make sense to me. I mention mainstream artists like they're paying my rent. No. Cornell Sutton says Spotify is free, but they offer you a subscription without ads. I guess some people are like, yeah, it's more convenient to not have these ads. Click the like button if y'all haven't already. I'm gonna get out y'all way, man. Zarion Preston, even cheaper for college students. JD, I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate you locking in, man. They not paying attention today. They not paying attention today. They in there having conversations with each other. I appreciate you locking in, JD. This some life-changing game, man. I'm planting seeds. Y'all around here playing. Dorel Burnett. So it's the modern day repeated cycle. Yeah, just the remix. It's the remix. Herb Reed, great theory. Yeah, appreciate that, Herb. That's just my theory. I like to say I have no actual evidence behind it. I'll put that out just as a disclaimer. I have no evidence, but that's my theory of why physical copies was weeded out. All right. AKA Keys, love from the Sudan. Hey, no doubt about it. What do you think is the answer for upcoming independent artists today? It's layered. First of all, do everything you can to maintain your independence. Don't give up your independence to an entity that can't further you. Now, I mentioned earlier how some artists may be playing the strategy game and say, yeah, I know the labels are dirty, but I'm going to use them just to sign. If they're interested in signing me, I'll use them to get my name out. I'll take the hit. I understand that. I get it. I understand that. I'll take the hit. But you got to be careful doing that because the hit may consist of 5 years, 5 projects. And in those 5 projects or 3 projects, it may be your best work. Everybody don't have the staying power or the consistency of quality. Most rappers, we know the history, most rappers only give you 3 good ones, 4 maybe. So you build your name up, and then when you're ready to do it on your own, you fell off. But hold on to your ownership and your creative control. Never give up your publishing. Treat your art like it's one of your children. Can't nobody just come up and just buy one of your children. I mean, they probably could for some of y'all for the right price. The trail says, got to keep planting and watering seeds of creativity throughout every avenue of life. Yep, that's our job. Give me 16 more likes, man. I'll get out y'all way. I will get out y'all way. Y'all ain't feeling me today. It's some good game, man. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Tyson LaFrance, I appreciate you. 01Q asked a great question. Said, did your pops have any previous experience in the music biz when y'all started, or was y'all just winging it? We was winging it. Chicken wing, turkey wing, buffalo, whatever kind of wing you could think of. No, he didn't have any experience. What happened with us as it relates to my dad when I first started, I told him what I wanted to do. this is documented. I don't know if I put it in my book, but I know I've mentioned it in interviews and just different conversations. I was like 15, 16 years old, just riding with my dad one day, and he was asking me what I wanted to do, and I said, man, I want to put a record out. He never heard me rap. Didn't know if I was talking about rapping, singing, or doing the ham bone. I could have been on there doing the ham bone. Just he didn't know, and he just said, "All right, we'll put a record out." But when he heard me and he liked me, he was like, "Okay, well, this dude it seemed like he pretty good." It kind of lit a fire in him more. Said, "Okay, you know what? Now I see a possibility," because he was just gonna do it because he was showing love to his son. He was just gonna do it. I could have been just whack. He would have did it anyway, but just because I'm showing love to my son, I'm gonna do it because he wanna put a little record out. Let me put this little money behind him. But he realized, okay, we got a shot. Okay, this could really work. But we didn't know nothing. We didn't know nothing. He didn't know nothing. We didn't know nothing. My dad used to come and pick us up. And us being me and my two group members, I was in a group called Real Chill back in the day. He used to come and pick us up. And about 12 noon, 1 o'clock, he would just take us to the studio and drop us off. He would pull up in front of the studio and say, all right, going on in there. Get out. And we would just go in the studio and just work on stuff. He hired guys that produced. Now, this is early days of rap. Wasn't like it is now where you can just, hey man, let me holler at this cat and get some beats. I'm gonna go on YouTube, or I'm gonna call this guy, I'm gonna reach out to this producer, let me lease me some beats. You couldn't do that then. Wasn't hardly nobody making beats. So he had guys who were R&B artists, guys that played guitar, guys that played the keyboards, and a couple of cats that might knew how to work a drum machine. And he would just put us in there and we would just make up songs on the spot. We just make songs on the spot. And then about 5 or 6 in the evening, he'll come pick us up. What y'all get done today? Oh, we made this. Next day, drop us off again. This was every day. We in the studio just making up stuff as we go along. What we gonna call this one? All the while on the clock. So yeah, we was winging it. But my dad, he was smart enough to know to hire people, to put people around us that had been in the business. He put a lot of people around us that had been deep into the music business. They didn't know rap because rap was new, but they knew the business, the industry itself. They knew how to get meetings, and they knew people at labels and all this different stuff. So, you know, I give my dad full credit for launching me. That was a great question, man. I appreciate that. Give me 10 more likes, y'all, and I'm gone. Jada Flow, your words don't fall on deaf ears. In fact, it would be quite useful to listen to these words more than once. I mean, I appreciate that, Jay. I appreciate the love, Jay. Thank you, man. I do this for y'all, man. I be trying to get y'all game. People in here talking about brownie recipes and stuff like that. Give me 9 more likes. Robert Platinum says, was that back when they recorded on reel to reel? Yeah, absolutely. ADATs came later. But the first records, first music I ever did was on reel to reel. One day, if I ain't feeling lazy, I will pull out my reels. I'll show y'all my reels. I'll show y'all my reels if I ain't feeling lazy one day. ADATs came later. When I first saw ADAT, I was like, what is this, a VCR tape? Oh my God. David Owens, I told my friend, don't leave the studio without his vocals. He didn't understand. Wow. They got him? What did they do? Jose says, how do I create a catalog? You just start making music. Keep making songs. The more you create, eventually the catalog creates itself. You create the catalog by just making songs, and before you know it, you look up and you got 4 albums, 5 albums worth of material. Just keep creating, keep creating. ADATs didn't exist till like 1992 or 19. Yeah, that's about right. Yep, that's when I first started seeing them. ADATs came along right when I was making my first solo album, which was Stories from the Black Book. That album was actually recorded on reel to reel and ADAT because I did it in 2 different studios. So it's reel to reel partly and ADAT because the other studio had went to ADATs. So yep, that's around the timeline that I remember them. Give me 5 more likes, man, and I'm out. Both of my books, Life Lessons, Lyrics, and Behind These Bars, will be available on the South Park Coalition site next week. If y'all want to support the physical copies movement, that's the website. Y'all go get into my music on that site. I just put it down. We was at Sugar Hill. We was recording at Sugar Hill. 5 more likes, y'all. I got all the reels. The spot for Hip Hop TV. I got all my reel to reels from the real. We got like, I want to say we got 5, 6, 7 real chill songs that never came out. We was working on an album. We got about 5, 6 real chill songs that never dropped. I got them. I got them. That stuff has never came out. I got it. I plan on one day going back into the same studio because Sugar Hill still got the reel-to-reel machines, bro. They still got them. I could take them reels in there right now and peel that stuff out there. Now, we going to sound like the Chipmunks because we was all 16 years old, 17 years old. If anybody heard the song I did, my first record, Rocking It, y'all hear how young I was, my voice, that's how all them songs going to sound. Because we was youngsters, man. We was children, basically. Our puberty hadn't even kicked in yet. Our bass voice hadn't even kicked in yet, man. But y'all wouldn't want them records because I'm selling them. If I put that stuff out, it's gonna cost. Meanwhile, let me tell y'all something. My big birthday concert is this Friday, man, September the 20th at the Scout Bar in Houston, Texas. I want y'all to come down, man, and celebrate with your big brother. Tickets are available online. Hold on. My bad. Tickets are available online at scoutbar.com. September the 20th. Biggest show of the year. Y'all, yeah, 01. Run DMC sound today. Absolutely. Give me 3 more likes, man. Give me 3 more likes. The big concert is September the 20th. This Friday. Finally, I want to see everybody in the building. I don't care if you got to fly in from Cambodia. Is that Thideman? Do you have any in the vault with UGK or Eshu? Nah, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't. I never made a song with UGK. I'm on a song or two with Bun. And I've done many songs with members of the Screwed Up Clique. I got some songs with many members of the Screwed Up Clique. I want to see y'all in the building this Friday. I need one more like. I want to see y'all in the building this Friday, man. September the 20th in H-Town. You can get tickets from scoutbar.com, or you can just pay at the door, man. Ain't but $20 to come. You got these concerts, they charge you $75, $50 to get in, and $200. Costs $20 to get in the door. Robert Platinum, the mic sounds incredible on Rockin' It. It better. We was paying $75 an hour back then, Robert. $75 an hour back in the mid-'80s. That's high for studio now. You know what I'm saying? Black at Your Media. Have you ever thought about doing an audio book? Yeah, I just need somebody to show me how to do it. You know, I don't be up on all that stuff, man. I don't be up on all that stuff. I know you and Zero have some unreleased tracks. We might got a couple more. That a lot of the stuff we did, it ended up coming out in some form and fashion. I got a couple of them. It might be a few floating around. If it is, he got them. I don't have them. Yeah. Already. L, that's right, L. It's a dub at the door. How can you beat that? 15 online and a dub at the door? Y'all don't know who gonna be at this concert, man. Y'all don't know who gonna be there. I might have the Tupac hologram at this show. Y'all don't know. Jada Flow, I'm gonna be out there like Mick Jagger. Trying to tell you. Devontae 210 said, hey, he coming. Oh no, he gonna be at Mr. Sharpsburg. I will be in Austin the next day, September the 20th. Hold on, let me show some love to my homie, Mr. Shorts. Hold on, real quick, man. In Austin, Texas, September 21st. That's Saturday. So my B-Day concert is Friday. Mr. Shorts in Austin, Saturday. Look, I even remember the thing. I didn't remember the last time. At the Doris Miller Auditorium. See? Yeah. All right, y'all. Be sure to subscribe to the Underground Dialogue podcast. The new episode drops Wednesday, man. We're gonna have a faculty on there. If you know, you know. We got the faculty, bro. Trying to tell y'all. Still got a couple of slots open for the show this Friday too. We're not doing many. Daniel, the Crazy Bone collab is coming soon. Shout out to Tragic. Mr. Urban World, I appreciate you on the KRS-One interview. I apologize for the audio, man. I'm so tired of people telling me that the audio was bad. I know. That's why we put the disclaimer on the screen before the interview started. We knew the audio was bad. We understand, but we appreciate y'all thugging it out with us. We'll try to get him again when he comes back down and get him in the building or get it in a better area to make it better. Man, come on with it, Devontae. Ain't nothing stopping you from writing. Southern hostility. Yeah, we got the faculty in the building, man. It was a dope interview. I learned a lot. Man. Y'all subscribe to the Underground Dialogue podcast and the Legend 34 podcast. Y'all make sure y'all do that. One time for you, man. Shout out to Robert Platinum, man. He's a new subscriber, man. Thank y'all so much. Hope you stick around, my brother. I will catch y'all later on. Peace and hair grease.